Hello guys, and welcome to a new episode of the Football Show. As today we're going to review the AFCON 2025 quarter-final games. We're going to review some yesterday's games as well from the FA Cup third round, but let's start with the AFCON first, as there was four crucial, huge games for all the nations involved in the quarter-final. First game, Mali against Senegal. Senegal win 1-0 thanks to a goal from Liman Nedai. And to be fair, Senegal, they got to themselves a good start in the first half. However, I would say they should have killed the game off a bit more in the first half. They had great chances. They play very good football. They attack well, but they missed some chances. So I think if they took those chances, I think they would have made themselves made their lives easier in this game than leaving it until like 1-0 till the end. However, they got a bit fortunate with the red card of Yves Bissouma before halftime. I don't know what was he thinking. Stupidly got himself a red card before halftime, because Mali, if they got to themselves halftime 1-0 down, they're still in the game. But when you have a red card like that, you're down to 10 minutes again, just like against the game against Tunisia, you're putting yourselves in the back foot. But Tunisia are a completely different team to Senegal. Senegal are a better team. They're more efficient defensively and they're more efficient going forward. And however, Senegal were not efficient attacking wise, because they should have scored more goals than they scored already. So good win for Senegal, but obviously there's room for improvement, and they should have scored more goals. Defensively they're good, but going forward I think they can be more clinical. That's for sure. So yeah, but good win for Senegal. Now let's move on to the second game, which is Cameroon against Morocco. Morocco win 2-0 thanks to goals from Brahim Diaz and Ismail Saibari. It was a deserved win for Morocco. I mean, they were the better team in general. I think Cameroon, they did nothing in this game. They had more possession, but they didn't create many big chances. I think Morocco were deserved winners in my opinion. I thought they were. Listen, going forward, I don't think they created many big chances, but defensively they were well organised, well drilled, well coached. Defensively they were very strong. Midfield, I thought they bossed it in that midfield. I thought El Ainaoui and the guy who scored the goal, Saibari, were fantastic, and it was a very good performance from Morocco defensive wise. Going forward, they had chances and they took it. They were more clinical than Cameroon. I don't think they were outstanding going forward, because I except the two goals they scored, I don't think they created many big chances. But they didn't have to, because Cameroon also had more possessions, but they didn't create many big chances. Brahim Diaz shining again for Morocco. In my opinion, even though Usman has been fantastic for Nigeria, and we're going to talk about him later, I think Brahim Diaz has been the MVP for Morocco. Not only he scores, he can track back, he defend, he can do the dirty work as well. I mean, you could see this Morocco team, like, not only they're succeeding in terms of going forward, but defensively they track back. Everybody works hard, and they've got a very good squad. So the Walid Regragui can rest players, can bring players on the bench who are very good players, the likes of Youssef Nisseri, Amrabat, who's an experienced player. They've got very good players in the bench as well. So this squad of Morocco is a very good squad, and I don't think they were at their brilliant best, Morocco, but I don't think going forward they're at their brilliant best. But defensively, I thought they were fantastic, and they did what they had to do, and what they did was enough to beat this Cameroon side. Cameroon, I mean, I don't think they were good in my opinion. I expected a bit more from them, and it wasn't a good performance from them in my opinion. And Morocco, and by the way, what you should give credit to Morocco is that they made sure they got that goal, because if it was like 25-30 minutes to go and it's 0-0, Cameroon are a good side that can grind out games and they can win games when they're not at their best. So the fact that Morocco got the lead in the first half quite early was very crucial. That goal from Brahim Diaz was very crucial for Morocco, in terms of the confidence and for the whole game as well. And Cameroon, they would have to attack, and Morocco can be organised, can relax, can defend, and I think Morocco managed the game very, very well. So it was a very good performance. I don't think Morocco outstanding, but it was a very good performance from Morocco, that's for sure. There was some couple of moments in the game where it should have been the couple of moments where it could have been a penalty for both sides. I mean, I hear people saying that the referees favour Morocco because they are the host. I mean, I don't agree with that because Morocco should have had Cameroon should have had a penalty where there was a bit of a tangle in the leg in the second half, and there was a moment as well where I think it was the guy, it was Massina or Egard, one of them, who made an elbow to the Cameroon player, and the referee gave a foul to Morocco. That was incredibly strange from the referee. So those moments, I understand Cameroon's frustrations and Samuel Eto'o's frustrations in where he was not happy when he was sitting in the stands. But at the same time, because obviously he's the president of Cameroon, but obviously some decisions went against Morocco. I mean, Morocco should have had like 1 or 2 penalties. The one where one of the players of Morocco stamped on one of the Cameroon players stamped on one of the Morocco players' feet, and the second one where the referee and the second one where I think it was in the first half, where the goalkeeper thought he was playing like he was Superman or something when he punched to one of the Morocco players. I think it was Al Kabi or Azalazouli. So there's some moments. I think listen, the refereeing in AFCON this year compared to I would say 2024 is chalk and cheese. The refereeing in this year in African Cup of Nations has been woeful, absolutely woeful, disgraceful. I mean, from the first game of Mali-Tunisia, where it should have been at least a penalty for Tunisia, all the decisions after that, refereeing poor decisions from the referee in the Egypt versus Benin game, poor refereeing decisions in the Morocco against Tanzania, except that last moment where I don't think it should have been a penalty in my opinion for Tanzania. It was enough in my opinion. This poor performance from this game, poor performance against Algeria, against Nigeria, we're going to talk about that. Poor performance against Egypt, against Cote d'Ivoire. Like the refereeing, like people say, I know people nowadays like to make conspiracy theories and say, oh, the referees favour Morocco, but I don't agree with that because there's some decisions went against Morocco as well. And Morocco were better than Cameroon. Well, why can't we accept the better team deserve to win? But at the same time, the refereeing in general in this tournament has been absolutely woeful, and it can't continue in the semi-final and the final because what if a bad decision from a referee costs a team place in the final or costs a team of winning the tournament? It cannot continue. The referees have to improve because we're getting to the last stages where the decisions are going to be more and more critical, and the influence is going to be higher because games are going to be tight in the semi-finals, finals. So yeah, but Morocco, they deserve to win. Congratulations, and they are through to the semi-finals, and they'll face Nigeria, who absolutely, in my opinion, wiped the floor of Algeria. I mean, Nigeria. I mean, when I was watching this Nigeria team, I'm like, how did this team not qualify for the World Cup? Because that was an amazing performance. Because listen, before this game, I thought Nigeria are a very good team. They've been fantastic in this African Cup of Nations, but defensively they've not been that great, and I don't think they've been tested that much in my opinion. However, in this game, they were absolutely amazing. People criticize Algeria for being pragmatic. Listen, I understand Algeria being pragmatic because, first of all, Nigeria are a very good team, and if you go toe to toe with Nigeria, you're gonna get slapped in the face, as it happened to Mozambique. So I understand Algeria's approach, but at least you have to have an approach in attacking wise. And going forward, when Algeria had the ball, they did nothing. Absolutely nothing. But Nigeria, you have to give credit because they made Algeria look like this. They made them look like fools. Nigeria were absolutely amazing. From back to front, they were absolutely fantastic. Indeed, they had a wonderful game. Iwobi had a fantastic game. The midfield, in my opinion, they absolutely bossed it. And obviously, the 2 goals they scored. The first one where Lucas Zidane, he should have done better. But again, Victor Osimhen, he likes to score this kind of goals where a cross comes in and then a header. He had another chance where he could have scored another one like that as well after that. Osimhen, how many goals he scores this African Cup of Nations where he scored goals like that? How many times? Many times. Like, he's very good in this kind of scoring this kind of goals where a cross comes in and a great pulls off a great header. He's a Drogba-esque striker where He can, score from crosses and headers, and he's a fantastic player, fantastic striker, and he's been for sure a huge reason to Nigeria's success in this tournament so far. Nigeria, I mean, they were absolutely amazing, and the second goal where, oh my god, it was like watching prime Barcelona play football. The passing, and then Idams, the way he wiped the floor with Luka Zidane, amazing, fantastic. And Nigeria were absolutely amazing. They thoroughly deserved to win. They were the much better team by far. And this Nigeria team were absolutely fantastic. And they're going to face in the semi-final against Morocco, where I think, now if you talk about the technical side in terms of how teams have played in this competition so far, I think Nigeria should win. However, Morocco are the hosts, and Nigeria are a very good team, but defensively they can be vulnerable. So this is something Morocco could exploit. In general, Nigeria should win with the way they've played. This is compared to Morocco in terms of performance. But they're the hosts, Morocco, and they are a more, in my opinion, they've got a very good squad and a very well drilled team. So it's, in my opinion, it's going to be 50-50 between these two. So I'm looking forward to that game. That's going to be a fantastic game. However, despite that, despite Nigeria deserve to win, I mean, why didn't the referee give a penalty to Algeria that for the handball in the first half? I really don't get it. But again, the VAR likes to sleep all the time. Because Algeria were very poor, but if they got that penalty and they scored, it could have changed the game. It could have given them more confidence, and then Nigeria would have tried to attack, and then Algeria would have to defend them a lot more. So this is one of the reasons I understand Algeria's frustrations, but at the same time, they have to accept they were beaten by the better team. Final game: Egypt against Ivory Coast. Egypt went 3-2. Yes, come on. 2 more wins, hopefully 2 more wins for Egypt until we get that number 8. Come on. But fantastic win. That was a much better performance than the Benin against the Benin. That was an amazing performance. I know we conceded 2 goals, but that was a fantastic performance, a much better performance in general. I mean, the first 15-20 minutes, whenever Ivory Coast had the ball, we pressed them, we smelled blood, and we pressed them and we put them under pressure, and they panicked, and we scored goals, and we took our chances. And we could have scored more. I think we had another chance as well, other than the Mamouche goal. We could have scored another one as well, I think in the first 10-15 minutes. Mamouche scored that first goal, and it was perfect for Egypt for the rest of the game, so that they can manage the game really well, waste time, pass, control the game, and we did it fantastically well. Whenever we conceded that own goal in the first one, we managed the game quite well for the rest of the first half. Whenever we conceded that second goal from Guele Doué, where I think Shinawi should have done better, we managed the game quite well for the rest of the game. And that's what Egypt are very good at. Listen, Egypt, they're not the best team in Africa, that's for sure, but they're a very good team in terms of managing, in terms of strategy, in terms of managing game, managing emotions, managing, defending, and having that great mentality, that great spirit within the team. And you can clearly see it. I mean, Mamouche, great finish from him. Second goal, brilliant cross from Mohamed Salah, and a brilliant header from Rami Rabia. And by the way, I have to give a lot of credit to Ashur, because his performance against Benin was absolutely shocking. Benin, I think, yeah? I think it was Benin. But in this game, he absolutely stepped it up. He was amazing. Absolutely amazing. He just needs to be consistent and just needs to keep performing like that. Because he keeps performing like that, he's going to be a fantastic player in the future. But what a performance from him. Like, the 2 goals, the first one where he pushed and pressed and made that great pass to Mamouche, and then the first goal, and then the third goal where he made that brilliant pass to Mohamed Salah. Brilliant, and he was superb. There's some things he could improve on, but he was absolutely superb, magnificent, absolutely amazing performance for him. And hopefully he can continue like that, because if he's at his best, then that we have a better chance. Because I think, Salah, of course, he's an important player for the team, but I think not only we need the attackers, we also need the rest of the team. And players like Ashur, they stepped up in this game. So fantastic performance from him. And Salah, I mean, do I have to say more about him? People say he doesn't step up in big games in AFCON. Well, there you go, mate. Because that second goal, brilliant assist, and the third goal, brilliant finish. I mean, not only the goal and assist, amount of times he was making brilliant passes when you open the pockets, open the spaces and making passes. I mean, absolutely amazing. Not only the goal and assist, he was phenomenal in this game. Phenomenal. And, you know, people want to criticize and say, oh, he's getting old, but in this tournament he's shown that he still got it. He still got it, and he's been absolutely amazing for Egypt whenever it mattered the most. Against Benin and in this game.